My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is August 2nd, 2024. It is 2:04 a.m. I have a lot to go over with you. I'll have two videos tonight. One will be for this channel, APTS Sussex, and another one for our PYTE, because Harry and Meghan, there's an announcement that they're going to Colombia. And then there's a CBS interview that will be airing, I believe, on Sunday. So I have a lot to share with you. And okay, so let's look at some numbers. 4,411 subscribers, new subscribers. Welcome. I think it's the same number from yesterday. Okay, estimate revenue $124.39. I don't know, some of the videos that I realize that are talking about politics and things like that, they're getting people to subscribe, but at the same time, the views remain very low. I mean, I believe there are something is not right. Something is not right. Okay, so let's look at analytics. I don't want to say things that I cannot prove, but we could see the numbers are not going really. I mean, many of my subscribers are here for Harry and Meghan. Okay, let's make that clear. But there are some stuff that I'm seeing, it's not natural. Okay, let me just keep it that way. All right, keep it up. Your channel got about the same numbers of views as usual. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. I don't want to waste time with that. All right, so there's this here, Kamala Harris, president. Okay. There's a lot going on Twitter. If I keep on navigate through Twitter, I'll never, the night will be over. I will never finish because there's a lot of things people are talking about. Okay, so this is Henry VIII. All I'm going to say about that article is that for the 2 years Harry and Meghan were under royal control, everything about their engagement activities was leaked to the media, including their exit plan. When I believe the first few tweets were right after I finished recorded whatever I did yesterday, and then I was seeing some really good tweets that were being discussed, and I'm not sure if I put that on my community board. Okay, so these are the response. Agree, but this is next level because they bump out 3 articles already based on this exclusive. Is it the CBS thing? And they're specifically saying all Archwell employees provided the exclusive. This whole thing stinks to me. This is a Harry and Meghan style. I don't even believe that. Well, let me take everything what I just said, because I don't know what article they're talking about and who was working with them that left. I know of one. I used to follow her on IG. I don't follow her anymore. But anyway, I know that sometimes Harry and Meghan uses those magazines or other medias to announce their project, but I hope they stop giving them exclusive, like the exclusive coverage of the trip to Nigeria that the magazine had. I don't think they deserve it. Okay, I do not know which magazine they're talking about. Oh, People magazine? Is that? People magazine has always been a tabloid magazine. I was under the impression that everyone knew that. I stopped reading them a long time ago. Okay. Me, I look at those tabloid magazine when I'm at the supermarket online. That's about it, to see what nonsense they're talking about. But I don't take their word as gospel. What I mean by online, I mean supermarket. When I'm on the line waiting to check out. I know now they have self-checkout. I don't like to use it, but I like to go where there's people who's scanning my, whatever I bought. because I like to, when I do that, I feel like I'm giving them work. Okay, so when I go to the supermarket, when I'm standing online waiting to check out, and there's those magazines at the checkout area, that's when I look at them. So that's what I mean by online. When I'm online and things like that, I should express my thought a little bit more. Online, not being behind the computer or on my phone. Online, standing physically, touching the newspaper or the magazine, the tabloid. I look at it and then put it right back. I don't buy them. Okay, mute challenge those articles as well. Sources and sources and sources BS. Okay, that's because there are no leaks coming out of Montecito. Which article? That's what I want to know. Let's see here. Okay, Harry and Meghan don't speak via unnamed source. Okay, that's an ad. I don't know. That's a video, YouTube video, so I can even share that. Okay, video post. You have just admitted the truth. It was Meg all along. What? They don't speak to the media. What is it? I know. What is it? They did an article with Variety, and then what is it? And one of the red carpet, she spoke to Variety, and that was one of the best short interview in the moment that I felt was really good, because the interviewer asked good question, and we got a lot out of Meghan without her telling too much.
Something to do with it, but good shows are everlasting.
That's what you're doing now. You have now come into Hollywood in a professorial capacity. What is inspiring you, and as you're kind of looking to make these new projects, what is the thing that is, driving the work that you're going to put out into the business?
Things that make people feel, I was going to say good, but it's more than that. Things that make people feel something, right? And feel a sense of community, but we have so many exciting things on this slate. I can't wait until we can announce them, but I'm just really proud of what we're creating. My husband is loving it too. It's really fun.
We're here anytime you want to make those announcements.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We'll get in touch then. Yeah.
We're thrilled to have you here as one of our honorees, our alumni. So nice to see you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so who was it for Princess Diana, Prince Harry? The people they know. There are no leaks in Montecito, gossip, lies, and innuendo about Montecito. Sure, but no leaks. The leaks about the Sussex's engagement activities and plans, including their exit stop when they left. Okay, so there's that. I mean, the derangers will come and say all sort of things. We know Harry and Meghan are very smart, intelligent people. Why will they be leaking stuff? Look at this, the gem. All they did was give it to their friends and did what needs to be done, and then everybody lose their mind. The derangers lose their mind. But the squad were just sharing and resharing whatever her friends had posted. That's about it. If they have something to say, there's nothing to reason to be hiding. They meaning Harry and Meghan. All right, next tweet. Throwback Thursday. Remember this. It's actually from 2020. It hasn't changed. You deciding that sources speak for Harry and Meghan is a choice that benefit everyone except Harry and Meghan. Alright, so this is when they were leaving, I believe, when they said, I have a screenshot of, when all the British papers that they're not dealing with. Okay, sources will no longer speak for Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Only the official communication team at Archwell will comment or not on any stories concerning the couple. That was back in 2022. Okay, let's see here. It is time. Honoring tradition and journalism used to convey anything from the government spokesman talking off record to and some unethical quarters made up quotes, but unnamed sources will no longer speak for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Their team have promised. Okay, so there's that. This is just to remind some of the squad. That people guy got exclusive access to Harry and Meghan on their Nigeria visit. Now he went back to his bad royal rats habit of creating fake stories with anonymous so-called ex-Archwell staff and sources close to and friend of Harry's. These gossipers have no loyalty. Time to blacklist People Magazine. Okay, so it's People Magazine, so I don't know what that article was saying. Okay, One thing is certain, Harry and Meghan don't have a problem speaking up on the record. As Harry said, they let people see and hear the words coming out of their own mouth. Any sources, friends, and staff of the Sussexes speaking for the Sussexes is, there's that BS. I won't believe it. Okay, I don't think people have invented the quotes. I think Palace's spin after the ITV documentary was insane, and the People article is Harry and Meghan's answer. You pretend Harry blackmails you, but how can he blackmail you about something that does not matter to you? Yeah, I'm sure Harry is trying to reconnect with his father, but the writing letters, what? Part was a red flag. There's no way he'll try that after the Thomas Markle fiasco. There's another thing. If people knows the story and what Harry and Meghan went through, I think I came in the right moment when more things was being unraveled. But there are some squad who were there from day one. People who likes Meghan since Suit and many other things, been following her. They've been through that. I don't know, that boat ride, I would say, because it's insane. They know what's going on. Okay, after this, that's it. Yep, exactly what I was thinking. How could people believe the sources are from Harry and Meghan? If Harry and Meghan want to say something, they'll speak directly without using sources. Okay, that's it. Let's go to the next tweet. This looks like Trump thing. Okay, let's see here. So this is a video that I came across that worth sharing. Okay, this is the overwhelming opinion on social media regarding the unmitigated disaster that was Trump's appearance at the National Association Black Journalists Conference, where he was exposed by journalist Rachel Scott for being the vile racist that he is. Trump is racist. 1 minute and 56 seconds.
That was probably the most embarrassing, shameful 10 minutes of television I've ever seen. What Donald Trump just did, I wish I had words for it. I wish I could describe it to you.
I mean, I know he was speaking. I've shared some clips that I saw online that people were discussing. That's about it. That's all I saw. I didn't sit down and watch that thing. Whenever he's talking, I know I'm going to be upset and all of this. Why bother sitting down and listening to this guy? It's a waste of time. I knew it was going to be a disaster. He has no respect. There was one video that I don't know if I put it on the list, where they were saying something about people being disrespectful and all of that. The way he has, I think I remember the tweet. I don't know if I have it on the list. And I'm like, the way you speak to your mother, to your friend, to your teachers, to whichever spaces that you are in, there are different behaviors. People you feel comfortable with, your friends you hang out with, you talk, you say your curse word in front of them and all of that. You don't speak the same way, let's say when you go, I don't know, to work. All right? Your co-workers are not your friend. They are, sometimes some relationship build up, become friends, but you don't act the same way in every spaces. Because, okay, now I remember what I think it was a CNN guy was saying, this is the way Trump is. He behaved the same way as he does with other people. He doesn't change. And they were making comparison with Vice President Harris, that with her laughter, when she's in private, she's different, she's this. So that's perfect. She knows which space she's in, how to behave, and who she's dealing with. And the main reason I was bringing this up, which I left out on my original recording, is how the tabloid in the UK caught my attention when they were spewing their negativity towards Meghan. And I was like, there is absolutely no way Meghan will behave like that being in that family. Because knowing how African American raise their children, it's not the same way many white American raise their children. Yes, there are some who knows the basic principle of respect, but there are some who just let their kids run wild. But definitely, despite what the media says about African American in the US, they usually raise their kids with respect and understanding. So when the tabloid was spewing their negativity toward Meghan, and I was like, there's absolutely no way. No way Meghan will be that. And this is how my radar have shifted to see what was going on. Why are they writing all those negativity about Meghan? So when you compare Trump, he doesn't know which space he's in, and he behaved the same way. So this is someone who should not be represent the U.S. Well, what I'm saying right now, I'm adding it into the video, but on my original recording, that's what I was thinking, but I left it out. Okay? But you're gonna hear more as I continue. Okay? So let's get back to the original recording. So this, if people really take the time, if I have to look for that video maybe after this one, to listen to this guy talking, that should bring awareness of how some kids, when they go to school, they disrespect teachers and all of that. There are different ways of behaving depending on the space that you are in. Respect should always be the ultimate thing. You know, every cultures have that things. I think a lot of African countries practices it, and a lot of Asian countries practice it. Definitely Asian practices, like respecting your elders. There's levels of hierarchy within the family members of how to behave, but always respect your elders. Even in Japan, I believe, people could correct me, different ways of bowing to different people, and stuff like that. But Trump shows absolutely no respect to anybody, so that should not be something to be applauded for. All right, I'll look for that tweet afterward. I think I did like it. Let me move it back a little bit. Well, he was saying the thing is a waste of 10 minutes, so let me pick up where I left off.
But it was an absolute abysmal performance. They did everything but dive on the stage to get him to stop talking. His racist rant just went on, and why he didn't just shut up, I don't know. I don't even know how. This is a hard video to do because you don't even you can't believe what you just saw. You can't believe the words that just came out of this guy's mouth, especially to these very intelligent black journalists that were asking
serious questions,
the hard questions, and he couldn't have failed any more miserably if he could have. His election is effectively over as of today. I mean, it's over. You, Mr. Trump, have zero chance of winning anything.
I don't know, unless he has some crazy plan along with his buddies to try outdo the 2020 election, because he had people in every places to do his bidding for him. Okay? To not certify the votes and all of that. So maybe he has something somewhere. Because he feel, the way that I see him talking, he's unhinged. He doesn't care. He probably feel like he got the thing in the bag. And then this is a test. As much as I hate the process, because we do not know the outcome of it, the uncertainty of it. This is what's scary, the uncertainty. But at the same time, when the Supreme Court removed Roe versus Wade and struck down many other laws that have been in the books for a very long time, and they're just running through it, destroying everything. I really hate to say this is where needs to put Americans back in focus. I've already told you, Joe Scarborough, one of the Republicans which I used to hate listening to, because many times when guests come on his show, he talks over them and he used to be annoying and everything like that. But I have great respect for him. After what I've seen going on, at that time I had cable. Some of you who've been listening to me, I've been telling you, I had cable, and then at some point I stopped, whatever. A lot of things to watch, but nothing meaningful. So when I used to have cable, before I stopped it, or before I cancel it, one of the things Joe Scarborough had done was to denounce himself as a Republican because he felt that what he was seeing was not his party. So this alone gave me a great respect for him because and at that time, you know, the mainstream media was giving Trump platform and they're making it seem like it was the good thing. But his principle was right on point and said, no, this is not my party. I'm not going to support this. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. That was not his word, but that was somewhat his action. And ever since he's been speaking against him and stuff like that. Things that is wrong that he saw. So these are the Republicans I do not mind. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. Let's just say I have great respect for him because when he saw what was wrong and he spoke out. And that needs to take a lot of other Americans, Republicans, independent, to really look at what's in front of them. Because the mainstream media wants to glorify stupidity and then to have stupidity run the country. And then your kids are the one who's gonna, you know, well, then again, he said he's gonna change everything. So he's gonna handpick people to do things for him. But if you're gonna go and defend the footwork, the foot soldiers, the army, the ground armies, I said ground armies, the one who tends to go first after they finish bombing people. You know, I never been in the army, but in the service, but you could see the steps into this before they send people. That's when he will be using your kids to do his stupidity for him. What is going on right now, those dictators, whoever, in each and every continent, you know, they already have their spot. It's almost like drug dealers. I've said this a very long time ago, but I haven't repeating it too much. They have their spots. Now they want control of their territory. So they can't run freely to do their things. So they want Americans to be on board. And it's very sad many Americans are willing to participate in that. And we already see who's in front already. And then in the process, they're going to destroy our democracy so they could control people. But anyway, I'm going on. Let's finish listening to this guy.
Right now, after that performance, I don't know if you could be elected the dog catcher. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you guys. I don't have the video here. You guys are gonna have to watch it. But let me know what you think, because I'm. Every time I think I can't be stunned or shocked or, yeah, this is too much. This was just too much, and it needs to just go away. It really does need to go away. But let me know what you guys think.
That's what happened.
I can follow for more.
Because that's what happened when you give idiots platform. Okay, they start their first thing. What? Okay, there's two things I'm thinking about. One, that's Henry VIII, who posted something in terms of level when things should have stopped. And the other thing is that TV interview that I was seeing that was talking about behavior and things like that. Let me pause and look for them. Actually, before I pause, let me read these and then go look for them. Okay, well said. I have watched this unfolding in Australia, and there are just no words to describe the shit that spew out of his mouth. Despicable creature. Okay, Operation Just Let Him Speak is working out beautifully. Okay, how did you get this retarded? What? Okay, there's the word here. Dispo, whatever. But people who saw the interview know what he's talking about. Just read what's on the screen. Pause and read. Okay, so this is one of many, one of the two tweets that I wanted to go search for. This is the one here. It should have ended here. This is Henry VIII. Okay, it should have ended when he attacked a Gold Star family. It should have ended when he attacked John McCain for being wounded. It should have ended here, you know, regarding grab woman by, okay, or here. Or when he refused to disavow David Duke and KKK until he faced significant pressure. Or here, there's all of that. Or, yeah, I know when his supporters tried to do a coup, okay, and he helped I just want to find, there's that here where he wanted to find, I think that's when he was talking to that person in Georgia to find 11,000 plus vote. Okay. This used to be the standard for elimination. What changed? Yeah, I remember that. And any Murdoch free democracy and the world Trump who will be in jail for treason, 100%. There's all of that. Okay, so I thought I shared that with you. It was not on the list, but let me add it now. Okay, so this is the tweet that I was talking about where this guy is saying like Trump doesn't, change when he speak in private and in public. Okay, there's this. When I see Kamala Harris, I see the next president of the United States of America. What do you see? So this is the retweet here. President Trump says the same things when the camera is on as when it's off. Kamala Harris' behavior is a stark contrast to that. The people who work for her and know her say that she's a much different person behind the scene than she is publicly. Okay, and I'll come to that. Let's listen to what this guy is saying. It's 48 seconds. Pretty much probably what I just read.
Well, that op-ed today in the Washington Post, the sign has President Biden's name on it. I do not believe he wrote it. I don't believe when he tweets that he tweets. I mean, obviously, President Trump, it's pretty obvious he does his own stuff,
So let's get to this. This is, to me, what the election's going to be about. Their terrible policies. And Trump, the man, flawed, amazing, 78-year-old, amazing guy. People love him, people hate him, but he's authentic. Greta, you know this. He is who he is.
He is the most transparent president I've covered in my lifetime. I know exactly what
he says. The same thing when the camera's off as when the camera.
So what happened with the Epstein things? Was that in front? What is it? When he went to meet with Putin, private, when he's supposed to have a third person in the room with him, a translator. Obviously, Putin speak English. They know what they were talking about. But let's listen.
Cameras on, Kamala Harris is going to try to play this game that she's some lovable, likable, laughing person, when if you really read the people who work for her and the people who know her, there's a different take.
Matt Schlapp, thank you. Well, that op-ed today.
So this is me here. Okay, I behave different at different setting when I'm with my friends, my parents, work, school, etc. People you work with are not your friends. As for government officials, dealing with foreign dignitaries require definitely level of respect, understanding, etc. Okay, America first. Trump moves aside a NATO leader to make his way to the front of the pack. Okay, this is the way you're supposed to behave. Look at this. Remember this? Look at this. Is that the way you behave? He has no clue what they're talking about. That's a freaking embarrassment. So that's that. Let me not go too deep into it. Let's go to the next tweet. I added 2 on the list. So let's continue where I left off. Next tweet. Okay, let's pause. Okay, since Trump decided to use his National Association Black Journalists appearance to question whether Kamala Harris identifies as black, let's debunk the myth and the top 10 lies that Republicans are spreading about her. 4 minutes and 16 seconds. That will be screenshots, okay? Oops.
Donald Trump just finished speaking to the National Association of Black Journalists, and it was filled with misinformation and lies. So let me debunk the top 10 lies about Kamala Harris. Number 1, she's not really
I
black.
didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Oh my.
Not true.
But I'm black, and I'm proud of being black. And I was born black, I will die black.
She didn't change her identity. Her father was always Jamaican, and she's always been connected to the black community, which is why she graduated from Howard University and is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Number 2, she's a failed border czar.
She's the border czar. She's the worst border czar in the history of the
What
world.
the hell is
There's never
that?
been a border czar like this.
First, she was never a border czar. Her job was to focus on the root causes of immigration. Second, if she was the border czar, she could take credit that border crossings are lower now than they were when Trump left office. Third, if you want a more secure border, then blame Trump, who killed the bipartisan immigration deal because he didn't want to give President Biden a win before the election. And by the way, whatever happened to Trump's wall that Mexico was supposed to pay for? Number 3, she's a DEI hire. Trump told NABJ that Harris could be a DEI hire, echoing remarks from Tennessee Republican Tim Burkett, who said 100% she was a DEI hire. DEI DEI hire has become the new GOP slur, replacing affirmative action candidate, which replaced the N-word, but they all mean the same thing. And you know what that is. Harris has been a district attorney, an attorney general, a United States senator, and a vice president. Trump was a game show host when he ran for president, yet Republicans don't question his credentials or those of his running mate, J.D. Vance, a 39-year-old freshman senator who just got to Congress last year. Number 4, she's not eligible to run. Republicans claim Harris is ineligible to be president because her parents were not born in America. First of all, she was born in Oakland, California, and the Constitution doesn't require that your parents be born in the United States. Second, Trump's own mother was born in Scotland, but I guess those made-up rules only apply to black candidates. Number 5, she's a San Francisco liberal. They're so stuck in the past that they're resurrecting an attack line from 1984 when Gene Kirkpatrick coined the term San Francisco Democrats as a not-so-subtle homophobic slur. But that was 40 years ago. It's time for new material, guys. If Harris was such a San Francisco liberal, why did Donald Trump donate $6,000 to her past campaigns? Number 6, she's soft on crime. Republicans claim that Harris is not tough enough on crime, but she's a prosecutor, and they're literally supporting a convicted criminal as their presidential nominee. Case closed. Number 7, she's a cop who locked up thousands of innocent black men. Now come on, folks. She can't be too tough on crime and too soft on crime at the same time. But here's the truth. As a district attorney, Harris implemented a Back on Track program to help young nonviolent offenders with education and job training.
Okay, I highlight this particular thing in one of my videos. Okay, so go back to a couple videos from maybe 4 or 5 videos.
She was Attorney General. California became the first statewide law enforcement agency in the country to mandate officers wear body cameras. And she's a longtime opponent of the death penalty, even when it wasn't easy. True, prosecutors make tough decisions that piss people off on both sides, but to caricature her as too tough or too soft on crime is just too simplistic. Number 8, she slept her way to the top. Donald Trump was a failed businessman with 6 bankruptcies, 5 draft deferments, 3 baby mamas, and 2 divorces when he ran for president. And after paying $130,000 in hush money to a porn star and $150,000 to a Playboy playmate that he slept with while his wife was pregnant, twice divorced, convicted felon, and adjudicated rapist, Donald Trump is the last person to be talking about anyone's sexual history. Number 9, she never accomplished anything. As a prosecutor, Kamala Harris put murderers and abusers behind bars.
That's
As
it.
Attorney General, she went after the big banks and won $20 billion for homeowners. As Vice President, she took on the big drug companies to cap the cost of insulin for seniors. And we've now seen 15.7 million new jobs, the lowest black unemployment and poverty rates in history since she took office. Number 10, she can't win. Democrats have won the popular vote in 7 of the last 8 presidential elections. They won with Obama, a black guy with a Muslim name, and Hillary Clinton, a white woman who had been vilified for decades. Unfortunately, the skewed electoral college system gave Republicans a win in 2 of those 8 contests, but the results still prove that the country is on our side. It just means that we have to turn out in record numbers to overcome the electoral college bias. That's it for now. Many more lies to debunk in the coming months. But if Trump has something to say about Kamala Harris, as she said in Atlanta this week, say it to her face.
Exactly. Okay, there's the music in the background, so I'm probably gonna have to manipulate the sounds a little bit. Thank you, Keith. That's an ad. Okay, Jamaican doesn't mean you identify as black. What is that? Never had grits or color green. I'm not black. I'm Jamaican. What the hell? These are idiots who's probably bots, please. Okay, from my perspective as a Canadian, this is a very effective ad. Okay, Biden himself said that Kamala cosplay Harris was in control of the border. She opened the border. What? Alright, you read these. Alright, I don't want to spend time. Oh, these pictures I shared with you guys. Oh, there's another one I didn't. There's 2 of them. One with her Jamaican family. County of California, her birth certificate. There's that. Okay, so let's go to the next one. They'll make up things. I mean, I keep on saying this on Twitter. I thank the Royal Rats for educating me to see how they operate. You know, I think one of the Trump supporters was pretending to be black, and then he put his information, whatever he was saying, in the wrong account, and people outed him, saying he's black and this, you know, the negative, the usual thing. Next tweet. Trump has known Kamala Harris is black for over a decade. In fact, in 2020, he used his donation to her California AG campaign as an example of how he is not racist because he donated to a black woman, Kamala Harris. Oh my God. And he put it out there. Harris is the first black woman and first South Asian American to run on a major party's presidential ticket. The Trump campaign claimed the president's donation to her years ago are proof that he is not racist, an allegation Harris herself has leveled at him. I'll note that Kamala Harris is a black woman and he donated to her campaign, Trump campaign senior advisor Katrina Pearson said Tuesday in a call with reporters. So I hope we can squash this racism argument. And there's the check here. I shared that on my community board. Whew. There's that. I don't know why. I feel like this may sound hard. I mean, I always have some weird way of seeing things. I feel like there's a group behind Trump who really want him to be the person, because many of those people who's running the show are in the background. Okay? The mastermind of things are in the background. So I feel like they're pushing him in front to do the things, and he's pretty much saying everything that they want him to say. I don't know. But still, this is not someone you want to run the country. And from what I've heard is that when he was president, okay, most of these people were in his cabinet. They were the one who was running the show, and he was just a puppet there. Okay, there's always receipt, LOL. That's an ad. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so this I think has to do with Will Lewis. Okay, Harry, you will forever be a warrior. The mission continues. All right, so let's go into this. This one, I think I shared it on my community board. Okay, UK police open criminal investigation into Washington Post publisher. Okay, let me sum up my opinion here. The same thing that they did to what's that, Prince Andrew, is the same thing that's gonna happen here. Because Americans are screaming to get Will Lewis out of that position that he's in with Washington Post. So I feel now the police, because you tend to believe the police, you have a confidence in police. Okay, that's the perception of things. So they're gonna do the same thing that they did to to Andrew. Pretend that they're gonna investigate. They did the same thing to Charles too, and then next thing you know, everything disappear. They're gonna do the same thing for him, just to give Americans or him, Will Lewis, some sort of a confidence to say, look, the police investigate me, they didn't see anything wrong. That's what I think. So therefore, he should stay in his position. Meanwhile, in my humble opinion, the police over there in the UK are as corrupt as all of them. They are one. It's a freaking mafia that's running over there, in my humble opinion. And Trump wants to do the same thing in the United States. Pretty much. That's the same model that's over there, and he wants to duplicate it over here. And the same model that's in the UK, it's in Russia as well. Okay? So this is what's happening here. And this is why this election is very important. Okay? All right, Scotland Yard has opened an investigation into the Washington Post new CEO Will Lewis, shown here at the conference in 2017. The police investigation centered on Lewis' action while executive for Rupert Murdoch's British newspaper company. London, Scotland Yard has opened criminal inquiry into whether Washington Post publisher and chief executive Will Lewis obstructed just 13 years ago as he helped Rupert Murdoch grapple with an escalating phone hacking scandal at his UK tabloid. Former Prime Minister Gordon Brown, himself a target of hacking by the tabloid, announced the news in a piece in The Guardian. Blazoned across the top of every edition of the Washington Post is the statement, "Democracy dies in darkness," Brown wrote, but what if the publisher himself is a master of the dark arts? According to The Guardian, the police commissioner wrote to Brown that the investigation, which had been requested by the former prime minister, will be handled by a special inquiry team. Brown says that team sits under the Central Specialist Crime Command, and PR has not seen that letter. Okay? Yeah, this is just gonna disappear. Alright? Well, if something otherwise happened, my mistake. But especially when you're dealing almost with the same group, all right, they're gonna pressure someone to make sure this go away. All right, I can't wait for the Washington Post to fire Lewis before he implants his nasty UK tabloid journalism too deeply in the US print media. He needs to get out of the US news. Hopefully, he goes back to Salty Island and faces crime. There's the thumbs up. There's the eye. Well, the thing is, we need to look at why Jeff Bezos keep him. Why? Do they have something on Jeff Bezos himself? Or is he part of that group who... Remember... Okay, let me pause this. Remember, the same group, they have them in the US as well. Okay? So it's one group, collective group, who's trying... to run the world. This one, I mentioned it on my last video, and I think when I was editing, I went to search for it to put it. That was when they were interviewing, the National Association of Black Journalists were interviewing Trump inside, and these were some people who were protesting, and there were some white guys, who play music, who went out there and said, Trump is not like him. Like them. All right. Imagine a week ago, you were told a group of Caucasian saxophonists were protesting the NABJ with a rendition of Not Like Us. Now imagine I also told you that they are objectively on the right side of history here. Okay. Saxophonists Against Hate change up Kendrick Lamar's hit Not Like Us to Trump's Not Like Us as a protest is held outside NABJ 24 convention where Donald Trump will speak. All right, so I don't want to go. Okay, let me read these 4 comments and then that's it. Okay, someone put these people in an ad. This is goal here. Caucasian saxophonists never miss. Okay, I'm tired. Okay, interesting time are both the best and worst thing to live in. What a effing world. All right, so let's listen to this. It's 27 seconds. Unfortunately, I had to insert some screenshot in between. I don't know what YouTube will do with the audio, so hopefully you hear it. If YouTube decided to give me some warning or whatever, I'm gonna change the sound. Okay, just know they are saying, they're doing their music and then they're saying not like Trump is not like us. Okay, so that's pretty much that. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, now we are onto the 19th. And depending on how that goes, I might do another video, put that on another video, because I want to read the article. I shared it on my community board already. Okay. The St. Louis area squad members' vote on the 2021 infrastructure bill is being criticized by her Democratic opponent and amplified by millions of dollars in ads from pro-Israel groups. This is the first time I'm hearing it, and that's from the 19th. I'm seeing the 19th news similar to Byline, but unfortunately, I don't see that things as often, which is what I wrote here. Okay, why am I seeing you very first time tweet on my timeline now? I need to check your profile, that's your, to see how active you've been on here. Seriously, this is the first time I'm seeing your tweet. I thought it was someone I follow who retweeted you, but nope, it's directly from you. It's a good thing. All right. Very rarely you see me sharing anything, any news from the 19th. Remember, Meghan had interviewed the CEO of the 19th. I never seen any of their tweets. So I was very surprised when I saw it. Okay, so there's more things here. Okay, yeah, she died. I was surprised when I heard she died. I didn't know, well, I don't know how she died. What was, okay, Kamala Harris honored the late Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. My goodness, time is short. May she rest in peace. Okay, so we're going into this. I'm not going to read it all. Let's see how long it is. Okay, it's pretty decent. I may not even read it. I think you guys should, yeah, the link is in the description. I'm already 40 minutes, okay? So spend a few minutes and read it. Could a single no vote cost Cori Bush her House seat? All right? People need to pay attention. I share that on my community board, and the link of this will be on in the description. So people need to pay attention. The things that's happening locally and everything else needs to be paid attention. That pro-Israel group who's against that, That should tell you something. Okay, and our enemies is not just the Russian. They're looking out for themselves. They want to do their thing, but because we friend with the countries around them, we're preventing them from moving forward. But our true enemies are within us already. Okay, you put one and one together. So I'm not gonna read the article because I'm already 40-something minutes. Let me go to my last tweet. People just need to pay attention, and this is why they hijack every mainstream media. These were things that when you turn on your 5 o'clock news, your 10 o'clock news, these are the things they were supposed to talk about. Because I used to watch the news. I know there used to be news like around 3 o'clock where they start easing you into the afternoon. People's coming from work or who's about to go to work. They start easing you into the news, what's going on around the world, your country, and things like that. 3 o'clock, I would say, there used to be after school program for kids. But right after, they will start giving some local news. Then 5 o'clock they start going deep into the news, and then there's other things that happen afterward. They will pick one topic. The next segment, the next 30 minutes, they will talk about certain things, and then you have the 5 o'clock. And then from 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, they're having some small shows where families could sit down and watch TV together. And then at 10 o'clock, I remember Fox News used to say, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Okay, which means your kids should be home in bed. I don't know if they say those things anymore. I don't even watch TV anymore. And then 10 o'clock and 11, they show the news. Okay, full blown what's going on around the world and your neighborhood. Okay, and then at 12 midnight, they will replay whatever they had shown at 10 o'clock and things like that. But now everything is full-blown BS, wasting people's time talking about what somebody's wearing, how much the clothes wear. Who cares? Majority of people can't afford these things. Or if they have the money, they will prefer spending on something else. But that's all they're focusing on, So people need to pay attention. Okay. And that was one of the stations that Trump wanted to defund and get rid of. It's NPR is one, so people should listen to NPR because it has to do straight from the government. But if Trump comes in, I don't know, because this is what opened people's eyes. They're telling what's happening directly from the government and things like that. NPR, and what was the other one that usually showed what's going on in the Senate and things like that? What is it? I think C-SPAN. Okay. If you're waiting for the for-profit mainstream media to tell you the news, what's going on in your government, you're out of luck, because they're doing their things in the background to undermine you. Okay? To put you in the blindfold, and then you go vote against your best interests. Whatever Fox News have been doing. Pretty much this is what's happening in mainstream media. So there's NPR you could listen to, and then use your judgment, because they're gonna try to infiltrate that as well. And then C-SPAN. Okay, let me go explain to what C-SPAN is about. The C-SPAN network's core programming is live coverage. There it is here. Live coverage of the U.S. House of Senate, with the C-SPAN channel emphasizing the United States House of Representatives between 1979 and May 2011. The network televised more than 24,000 hours of floor action. Okay, you want to know what's going on? There it is, live. There's no edit, there's nothing. What's really happening in the moment. So turn on to that. When you know certain things is gonna happen, go watch it and see it for yourself. Okay. And then NPR, sometimes they will interpret certain things and things like that. And I think on Sundays, I don't watch it anymore. On Sundays, C-SPAN will have people talking, discussing things that's happening. And sometimes this is where you have to use your own judgment as well. Because some of those people who's talking have their core belief, and they want to influence you to believe what they want you to believe. So this is where your common sense, your understanding of things and put into perspective. You could get the message from them, but you use your own judgment to criticize, agree, or disagree with whoever's telling you the message. Okay, so this is my last tweet. The American dream is made up of immigrant dreams. 99% of Americans have ancestors, many grandparents from other countries. Vice President Harris represents that dream, a transition from what used to be to what will be to what we can be. Let's move forward with Kamala Harris and not go back to what used to be. All right, so this is the picture that I was talking about. This is her Jamaican ancestor family, and this is her Indian family. Okay, and then there they are here. I don't know. Today I was thinking. I remember a little bit after. I think I see where the shift in the GOP was going. It could be in the middle of Obama's presidency or slightly before. The Bush family, especially is it Jeb Bush, had a son. The son is still alive. Okay, they were preparing him to be the next voice of the GOP, and I heard, they run the show in Texas. But what I think where the shift happened, not only they didn't want the type of GOP that the George W. Bush type of family. I'm not saying you have to like them or don't like them. I'm just saying what I saw was happening. Okay, Jeb, I think that's his name. Jeb Bush had a son. Let me go look for his picture. And don't get me wrong too, they all have their own little corruption kind of thing within them. I remember, was it what decision that had to go to the Supreme Court where they gave it to Bush. Okay, so that's a different story. But I'm focusing on his son. Let me see if they show his kids here. Children, George P. Bush, maybe that's him. I don't know his name. Let me see if they show his picture. Yep, that's him. That's him. That's the one they were preparing to sort of be the next voice. They were prepping him. I think he won some races in Texas, and I think his mom is Mexican, and the father, is George Bush. Let me see. 1976. Parents: Jeb Bush, Columba Bush. Let me see. Okay, that's her. Where did she go? Yep, from Mexico. The mother's from Mexico. Okay, so they were preparing him to be the next one. And then the shift came out, and I think they did not want the group of the GOP wanted to change course. Okay, and then from this point on, and I was starting to hear things that's going on with him and his family, things I'd never heard before. That was coming from Republicans. Okay, and they were like, oh, the Bush family run Texas and all this. I don't know. I'm just saying what I heard. So pretty much the shift was gonna be this generation. But I think the Republican Party, the group that run the show, decided to say, no, we don't want this type of Republican. And that's where the shift happened, in my humble opinion. And then we start seeing that idiot, putting them into the ground. And then the President Obama birth certificate start popping up and all of this. Okay? And then with Jeb Bush, what's his name? George P. Bush would pretty much would be another version of President Obama, but more of a Mexican type of things. But the thing is that we have to be very careful what we want to move forward, because many of these Republicans, they'll do anything to be elected, and they might try, let's say Vice President Harris win. And then the narrative will probably now to use Jeb Bush, son, as another version to Vice President Kamala Harris. But the thing is that they all are freaking corrupt. They will do anything to be elected. So we need to be very on the lookout for that. And then this is where they will use the division. Okay, they will start dividing the minorities. You already know how they feel about Mexicans. Okay, they never say anything positive about Mexican, but they're gonna use that to amplify it, to divide the minorities, black and Mexican and all of that. And many of the Mexican will completely forget about their best interests, in my humble opinion, just to have that same kind of status of things. and my humble opinion, I know people will be very upset with me about that. Well, they will say, okay, we support President Obama, we support Kamala Harris, the United support, but the foundation of things, it's who's running it in the background, trying to use our emotion and our values to divide us, and then they will win. And then what they will do, just stand behind Jeb Bush or George P. Bush to pretty much run the show. Okay, core values with many of these families, with their dynasty of things, they want to carry out the family name, and they will run the Republican Party in the ground again. Okay, so we just need to be very careful, open our eyes, and don't look into the things that they're trying to use to divide us. And also, let's not forget that guy, I forgot his name, but his last name is Bush as well, where Trump was talking to him, thinking it was private, nobody was recording it, grabbing women by the, what, I think it's a Bush family also. So the connection is already there. But the thing is that what some of the Bush family wanted to do with George P. Bush, the hardcore Republicans, the racists, okay, was like, nope, we don't want this because of his background. But now with the way the country, the sentiment of the country is moving, accepting diversity and all of that, then now they will use him to do their bidding. Remember, Project 25 is the main thing we need to be very careful. They don't care who's in office. Okay, as long as one of their groups, they will make sure to implement it. Even after Obama, after, let's say, for instance, President Harris were to be president. Okay, even after her, even long before, even our great-grandchildren need to remember that. They want to bring this back. They will never forget. And where we got here now, it wasn't out of the blue. They've been doing it for a long time. But they were doing it a little bit at a time without us knowing that they were doing it. Okay? They were doing it secretly. But many things have been done right in front of us. But, we have the loud mouths to distract us, the same way as the UK. All right? So we need to be very careful with many of these things that's going on, because Project 25, it may not be happening in our lifetime. We're fighting against it. It could be in my great-grandkids generation. It may be before, after, and after, I will never see my great-great-great-great-grandkids. This needs to be remembered, because where we are now didn't come out of the blue. They've been at it, which is Trump. Okay? And I think this is where the racist type of things starting to really show up, because he was half Mexican. I think that's what it is. And then you have that Trump senile, who's the country to the ground. But anyway, I just wanted to share my thought with you. So let's see here. Did I read this? Yes, I did. Let's see here. They made that crazy rule on one drop. Okay, so I'm making reference to this. Okay, they made that crazy rule one drop. When they see the product of their crazy rule, lol, they can't accept it. This is why people of different background better embrace their roots. These crazy rule makers don't even know what they are talking about. They just want to confuse people. Okay, so there's that. Trump's mother was an immigrant. They don't remember that. There's that. Is that the one they were saying from Scotland? Damn, she died in 2000. Okay, Mary Ann Mace-Leo, 1912. Shoo. Wow, I'm thinking of my son. My youngest was born on 2012. 2012. In a couple years, wow. Life is something. Time. My great-great-great-grandfather, a son of a baker, immigrated from Germany, and with his partner started his own business that later became known all over the world. He was quite literally one of the embodiment of the American dreams. I celebrate that. And there's me here. You should. This is what makes this country great. Our foundation is what makes us who we are. Many Irish, Italian, German, Americans, and others always let us know about about their roots, which I'm okay with. It's when they denounce others of their roots, that's when I have an issue with. Okay, there's the hot thumbs up. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. So I'm gonna do another video for PYTE, and this is gonna be a much lighter note. It's gonna talk about where Meghan and Harry gonna go to Colombia, and I believe there's an interview that that's gonna happen on CBS with Harry and Meghan. That's gonna be, I guess, made public and on Sunday. Okay, so that's that. Go to PYTE and check that video out. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.